Welcome back to another episode of Watch and Shoes. I've said it time and time again. The watch is the Invicta Hybrid Master Calendar. One of my favorite watches because I customized it, and the gold and black hints are just marvelous. So I've been rocking this watch for the whole weekend, and it has become one of my favorite watches. I used to hide it because of the gold accents where the reserve is stated right there. It used to be black, and those pins 1, 2 were black, and it used to annoy the heck out of me. But I said if I could switch those, this would be one of my favorite watches. I wasn't lying. So you've seen that in a whole lot of videos now that I was able to successfully switch those. All right, the shoe, I've said a million times, do not sleep on Haan. This is an extremely nice boot by Haan. The rubber on the bottom, it's a hard rubber, but it's very thin layer. This is almost hard to tell if that's foam or rubber. It's like an in-between. You've got the exaggerated stitching here going around for a nice look. The white stitching contrasting, beautiful look. You've got a little orange in the bottom just for you. I think you'd be the only person to ever notice that they went orange on the bottom, but just a nice little accent. Here's some grip, more rubber, natural looking rubber color. As you can see, this is not a leather sole shoe. If it were, the stitches wouldn't be on the side, they'd be up top. And this, in addition to that, this would not just come to a point right there. So this was intended to make the shoe aesthetically appealing while not really serving much function purpose. There's another hint of orange. Did not have to use leather, but Haan going the extra mile just to throw a little orange in there. They used orange leather, so that's pretty awesome. Pretty cool by Haan on that part. Totally unnecessary, extra step, and they took it, so that's awesome. Then you have a gunmetal polished steel system here, which you pull to tighten this inner warm bag of sorts. I'm not sure what you would call this. It is a lining, and outside of that lining is the real deal leather that the shoe is constructed with. I guess you could say that's tumbled leather. So huge amounts of tumbled leather on the exterior. You've got the exposed underside of the leather on the interior, and then to keep your leg away from that and warm and dry, they have this baggy with probably polyester on the inside. So definitely designed for warmth. I've taken out the insole in this shoe. Came with a leather insole, if I'm not mistaken. Haan, it may have came with a leather insole. I know it came with a nice insole. I just don't remember if it was a leather one. But you can see it probably matched that leather there, so it was leather. But you can see the hole cut nature of the interior of the shoe. So their goal was to give you a really nice, comfortable fit and to keep your foot completely dry while they do that. Just a real cool shoe by Haan. They got these style shoes for days, and if you look hard enough, you'll find them in extraordinary levels of quality. Not just quantity, but quality. So I've said a million times, I like the dark brown, light brown, black upper with white bottoms. So typically when the shoemaker gives me that, they make a sale. That's about it. Pretty cool lacing system. Squeeze that tight to squeeze your feet and keep them warm and dry. Great shoe by Haan. Somebody who's in love with what do you call it? The Nike checks and branding on the side of shoes would probably never buy this shoe. I don't know if you noticed, but there's absolutely no mention of who made the shoe. all this luxury and quality and no mention of bragging about who made it. Unless you turn the shoe over and see Cole Haan. Or you look on the sole of the shoe and see Cole Haan. But I've said time and time again, when you make a really quality item and you put high dollar materials into that item, the last thing you're gonna do is plaster that item with logos and free advertising. Because the person who's interested in that shoe is interested in it because of the quality, the design, everything but who made it. So just another of many on my videos. Hence, if you're after quality, there are some telltale signs of what a quality shoe is. Some people are not as adept as others at looking for quality. So I try to give you a couple of shortcuts on how to discern whether a shoe is made with quality or not. And one of them is the pride in the designer. Their own pride of giving you such a high quality piece of merchandise. The last thing they want to do is plaster it or change the aesthetic of the shoe with a bunch of logos or free advertising for you to walk around with. You genuinely paid a premium dollar for a shoe like this or a quality shoe. The last thing you want to do is be pimped into walking around and advertising for that company for free. So generally, if you don't see a lot of advertising, they probably used real high quality materials and they want you to be able to see them and not be distracted. Also, if you don't see logos and free advertising, it's usually because they had a lot of thought go into designing that shoe and they want you to appreciate their design. So just a couple hints on searching out for quality, long-lasting quality shoe. Thanks for watching. This is another episode of Watch and Shoes. The watch was Invicta Master Calendar, customized. The shoe was Cole Haan, men's waterproof boot.